I don't like sugar.
You like that very well.
All right. It's 10:05, and we're just gonna kick off immediately. So once more, good morning to every one of us in the Smart Tech Academy. It's been an amazing time so far. This is week 2. Michael says sleep was brief. Can't wait for the weekend to catch my breath. I'm telling you, everyone can't wait for the weekend. It is well. But yeah, it's been an amazing 2 weeks so far, and I know we've learned so much, especially from this website development session. So welcome everyone to another session. This is session 3 of website development. The Smart Tech team, we are saying welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'll just quickly run through today's agenda. We're going to have a recap from Biodun on yesterday's session. Sorry, if you can hear me, can you put a yes in the chat box or no if you can't? All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay, I'll go ahead then. So yes, Biodun will be taking us through a recap of yesterday's session. Someone asked for a recap yesterday, so I think you're going to get that today. Then afterward, we're still going to continue building our 3-paged website, of which today we're going to be looking at the About page. Then we're going to have a practical session. It's literally going to be a practical session. So if you can follow along from your systems, that would be nice. And then as we always do it, if you want to wait for the Q&A time, you can do so. But if along the way you do not understand, you can just put your question in the chat box, and then we'll round up today's session. Regarding yesterday's recordings and the other one, we apologize greatly that we haven't sent them, but unfailingly, by God's grace, either today or tomorrow morning, you should be getting them. Yesterday's session was quite lengthy, so making some adjustments to it is taking longer time than we anticipated. But don't worry, you're going to be getting last week Friday's session, yesterday's session, and today's session. We're not going to miss out on any of the recordings. We know how important they are to you. All right, so I'll just quickly run through our webinar rules like we already know. Please, everyone should remain cautious. Everyone's mic is muted unless unmuted by the host. So if you want to speak out, maybe if you don't want to chat your question in the chat box, if you want to speak up, you can just use the raise hand function and then we'll unmute you. If you want to switch between either viewing the speaker and the presentation deck, if you're using your phone, just at the bottom right corner, just double click on the icon there and to be able to switch between the presentation deck and the person speaking. Like we said, and like we all know by now, questions can be typed in the message section or they can be asked during Q&A if you want to use the raise hand function. And like we always say, if we're unable to take your questions for whatever reason, please feel free to send an email to info@smarttech.energy. I said the energy. I had so much energy this morning. Feel free to send an email to info@smarttech.ng, or you can just send us your question in the WhatsApp group. Another update, we got some more SMEs that were interested in the webinars. So we would be concluding on matching you guys to the SMEs that need websites. Sorry, we're going to match you to them, and then we'll send out the matching lists when it's done. So without further ado, I would like to invite Biodun. We all know who he is. We can tell that he's very knowledgeable in this website development part of tech, and he's also built so many other tech products as well that we'll also get to know actually later in the course of this 8 weeks program. So Biodun, I'll be handing over to you now. I do not want to waste much of your time so that you can walk us through this wilderness called website development. Over to you, Biodun.
Good morning, everyone. I hope we had a lovely night rest. I myself didn't catch much sleep, anyways. But thank God we're all here. And today's, I hope we are excited about today's session, and I hope we are prepared as well. So let's get right into it. So we'll be starting with a recap of what we did yesterday, where I took you through building a simple homepage. Um, Please let me know if you're seeing my screen. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. I'm not the boss of this. Still, yeah, it's probably the lightning. I'm sorry, my face is looking a little blurry. Sorry. Okay, so yes, this was what we did yesterday. Uh, so we learned about CMS, content management systems, and we talked about WordPress as a major CMS due to popularity in terms of support and use. And we also talked about plugins being the driving force for WordPress, which was initially made for building blogs anyways, but now it is used to build a lot of applications, even enterprise applications. And I took you through how to install. I hope we still recall some of those things. Okay, so yeah, and I showed us where this is our menu bar. As we remember, this is our power tool. This helps us in everything we want to do on WordPress here. So we learned how to install themes, how to install plugins and activate them, and how to build pages. About theme builders like Elementor and Beaver. Sorry, excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. Yeah. So we talked about building the landing page, well, we didn't complete it yesterday. If we take a look at it, there's something missing, and nobody actually remembered, even I myself. Maybe we should start with that. What do you guys think is missing from this website, from top to bottom? Let's take a look. Awesome. Yes, a logo. Okay, Steven said I tried practicing yesterday, but I couldn't get through the hosting. Okay, Steven will probably handle that a bit later. Right now, let's just go through all of this. Is that okay? Okay, yes, but yes, you're right. It's the logo. The logo is missing. Yes, that is what we didn't add. And what is a website without a logo? No branding. And I can't attach this to anything. I won't remember anything about this website if I come back. Maybe just that there's one fine boy with glasses and somebody on bicycle. So let's quickly do that. Usually when you're doing anything, your dashboard is your power tool. Yeah, so we're back to this place. And this is where you customize your website. So let's see what it offers. I hope you're still hearing me. Okay, so this is where you can add your logo in site identity when you try to customize from here, right? I just had to go back so in case somebody missed that. So site identity, that's where you find your logo. You can select one. So let's just pick one of the logos that's available here. We have a white background. So remember what I told you, light on dark, dark on light. So we'll have to pick a logo that is dark color. Then this is where you can also add your icon. If you notice some websites, okay, so if we visit, say, Cerebral, as you can see, there's a tiny icon here. So if we visit Google, there is another icon here. So that is what this is, the icon. So you can select something. It could be the same as the logo anyways, but most times it's smaller. So we publish, and if we go back, can you see the logo is there? And then the icon is now showing because it is on a dark background. You won't see clearly though, but you can see the M that we used is now showing. So now your site is looking a little more professional, right? So yeah, basically okay, so I showed you the drag and drop way. I showed you how to make a one-page menu as well yesterday, and I also showed you how to add effects to your icons and also change some features. So we are just going to go right into building an about page. So as always, this is going to be an interactive session anyways, and as practical as it can be. So we'll be asking a few questions, and I hope you guys will just follow me with your responses like you always do, and I'm always grateful for that. So right to it. What do you think should be on an about page for, sorry, it said if there is still time, thank you. Would like a recap on creating a form. Okay, no problem. Actually, we will still create a form in our contact page, Mr. Emmanuel. So I can still show you that. You would also get the videos. So yeah, we'll cover that. No problem. So like I asked, what do you guys think should be an about page for a business? You're building a website for a business. No response. Okay. Okay. Brief introduction. Okay. Okay. Yes, we are all correct. Vision, mission, goal, what the company offers, and a brief introduction. Yes, we are all correct. History, well, it depends on the kind of business. You might not need to put the history for some businesses. Others serve that provide services might not necessarily need to put their history on their about page, but businesses that fall in the educational sector, yes, maybe those kind of businesses might need to put history. Services of the company, okay, yes, we are all correct. They're all correct. So we will go right ahead. Okay, so can someone just give us any page that has an about, any page you visited before that you like, something attracted you about it? So we'll just look for an about page and build. Suggestions. Axelos.com. Let's check that out. Let's build a shopping site. Wow. That will be plenty. Building a shopping site right now. Masterclass. We can't actually build a shopping site right now, because that will take a bit of time. So let's see. Okay, this is nice. This is actually simple. Okay, townhouse.ng. Okay, Emmanuel, please, can you tell us what attracted you to Axelos? Mr. Sunday, what attracted you to Townhouse as well? Uchina, is Masterclass's site, is that the URL? Can you put the URL? So I know. Okay. The simplicity. Okay. Yes, you're right. It's actually very simple. Actually, very simple. Townhouse. This is a shopping site. Interesting. So by popular demand, we are supposed to be building a shopping site. Okay. So we are shifting topics. It's all right. Okay, so how many people would like us to build a shopping site? If you would like us to build a shopping site, please can I see your hands in the chat? Just let me know. Shopping site or an about page? Vote. The vote is yours. Interesting. Both. Wonderful. Okay, I have both about page, shopping site, e-commerce site, that's still shopping site. Man, wow, both. Okay, both shopping site. Okay. Okay, so what I'll do is I would do a shopping site today, and probably in our next session, I'll just have to put the about page and contact page together, because those are also important. So no problem, a shopping site it is. So as always, we'll start by adding a page for our shopping site. So, what are the elements of a shopping site before we start building? What are the elements of a shopping site? What things do you see on the shopping site that gets you interested? At least I know we visited Jumia, we visited Konga, Udala, and the likes. I know nobody can tell me he hasn't shopped before online. Like almost nobody. Images of products and their prices. Okay. Personal account creation, search button. Okay. Percent off, always okay. Discounts. Okay. Product listing. Okay. Okay. Yes. So let's visit shopping site. So this is an example of a shopping site. These are categories, as you can see. So what I asked when I said what are the elements, usually in almost every shopping site we go, there is a slider, right? This, all of this from top to this point is a slider. This keeps changing. Can you see? The content keeps changing. It tells you the different things you can find in the shop, right? Accessories, if you scroll down, you should see accessories. It also said something about clean t-shirts, which you find here, newly launched here. So as you can see, there is a slider. Usually there's a filter. You can search for products and on whatnot before you then see categories as you're seeing, and maybe other related products and things like that, right? Okay, so someone said awareness, means for payment. Yes, there's a means for payment, filter for highest, lowest price. Yes, there is all of that. Okay, someone is saying, pardon me, using my laptop. Where do I log in to view? Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Can every other person see my screen? Okay, okay. So Mr. Greg, I think you'd have to click on the there's a, what will I call it? An icon on the top right where my face is supposed to be showing. You should probably click there. It should display what I'm sharing. Believe, can you help address that?
Okay, so if you can just view him, I think if you double click on your screen, you should be able to. Who's the person that has the issue?
I think Mr. Greg.
Greg. Okay, Greg, let's chat privately so that he can continue.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, so just as we've seen, we need a slider, like I said, something to help us display our categories, and then something to also display the products in the categories. So like when we open one of this, okay, so we should be able to see the products in the categories, add to cart, right? The price, and then also make payments. Okay, so there are options as well that we can pick from, and you may also like things like this, typical of an e-commerce site. So we will get right into building one. But before that, so some of the things we would need in building an e-commerce site. We need the WooCommerce plugin. We need a payment interface, right? Something like Paystack. Sorry, I like Paystack so much, in case you're a Flutter fan. We would also need something to display products, right? And WooCommerce offers us options to add to cart and things like that. So let's get going. We already have WooCommerce installed. Do we have a payment plugin? No, we don't have a payment plugin. So we can just install here, add new, and install Paystack. Okay. Remember, you always also have to activate once you're done installing. So it is there. Let's go and check out the settings. Okay, so we need to enable it. We would need to enter some of this information. We are collecting Naira. So, yes. Okay. So payment. This is where you can see Paystack, right? So you have to enable it here. You can also enable PayPal. And if you want to do cash on delivery for your website, for your e-commerce site, you can enable it here as well. Then this is for check and direct bank transfer. You just have to put in your details. That's why you have to set up in front. So you put in the description, the instruction, and your account details. So whoever wants to pay through direct bank transfer will use this. But we're not using direct bank transfer. Or we're not using cash on delivery, but we'll be using Paystack. So you will need to have a Paystack account. If you don't have one, you can easily create one. Hold on, Paystack.com. So this is my personal account, my personal Paystack account anyways. So what we need. So what you need is something called your API keys for your paystack. So okay, I'll talk about this later. Let's just try and fixing the API keys, right? Sorry. Okay, so usually let's just go back to the home page. So I show you how to get your paystack keys as well, in case you need it. So this is when you log into your paystack dashboard, right? Let's go straight to your settings, and right here you see API and webhook. So usually you would have two of this. You have the test keys. This is test mode, which means you can put whatever price you want and you can simulate making a payment, and then you see what happens and how it goes on. Yeah. Yeah, that's you test it to see how it works. And there's also the live mode. So right now I can just change it. It's not activated. If it's once activated, then I can start using in production. So this is it. By the way, do not let anybody get any of this. Once somebody does, you might be in trouble. You can just redirect your funds. So I'm just going to copy this, my test secret key. Sorry. Okay. And then public key, paste it here. So this is cancel order and restore cart button. You won't want somebody to click on this, so you can remove it. Split payment is if you're having to, okay, so you have someone selling on your site and you're sharing the money with the person. You can use split payment. So a certain percentage comes to your account, a certain percentage goes to the other person's account. That's what split payments helps you with, but we're not doing that. So you can add more than one gateway for your paystack. So I'm going to enable payments saved via cards. So you can save your card on paystack. So whenever your customer comes, he doesn't have to start entering the details all over again. You just find it easy to make payments, and then you can save. Okay, so I said we're going to talk about this, the payment page. Yeah. So there's inline and then there's inline embed. Usually I prefer using the inline embed. Sorry, the inline rather. The inline shows it in a pop-up page, while the embed shows it on the page itself. Pop-up means it comes out of the screen the way you see it. So let's try. Let me see if I can show a sample here. Let's add to cart. And there's view cart. And then let's proceed to checkout. And okay, so you can see it's already here. You've enabled this debit card, this is the paystack. But then we'll have to fill in all of this. Let's just say building commercial optional country Nigeria street 25,000 petrol. Town city Lagos. Phone and an email address. So you can place order and pay now. So this is what it means by pop-up. I hope we got that. So this is what happens. This is exactly how it comes up. The user now puts in his card details and makes payment. So that's what that does. And let's save. I think we just made the change. Yeah. So let's see. So you need to go through all of these settings. Usually, that's why I said building an e-commerce site might take a bit of time, but I'll just go through all of this, so we'll see how it works. Yes. So we have filled in this part and we settled our currency. That's very important. Then products, we have to select a page for that. So we'll pick our shop page. We can easily just redirect them to the cart after the ad. So it means once they add the first item they want to pick, it just takes them to cart. We don't want to do that so that they don't have to start going back again. Let's let them go to the cart page themselves and check out by themselves. So yeah, okay. So we can just save this. Shipping. So in case you want to offer shipping, what this does, it does not get you the person that will deliver. It only it adds a fee for shipping to the cart for them. That's the consumers that are buying from you. So you just have to add the shipping zone and options and all of that. I don't usually use this. Most times the people have built an e-commerce for did not add shipping. So I've never really had to use this. But then if you need to, you can easily add a shipping zone and then add the other settings and add your price along with it. Then we've talked about payments. We already enabled Paystack. This is another gateway, as it were. And this helps to accept MasterCards and VerveCards, as you can see. So whichever one they want to use, whichever option they want, you just enable it for them. So let's see, and account privacy. So guest checkouts allow customers to place order without an account. Allow customers to log into an existing account during checkout. They should be able to log into an existing account during checkout, but they should they place an account and place order rather without an account? How would you identify the person? I don't think that should be there, right? So account creation, allow customers to create an account during checkout. That is okay. They don't have to create the account before they can now go and check out. It's just easier. It makes the flow work. Then allow customers to create an account on my account page. That won't be necessary. Account erasures. You don't want to erase your data, so you might just want to leave this there. You need to set privacy policy and things like that. And well, okay, so cancelled orders. This is just to retain data. So you don't really need to disturb yourself with this. Emails, let's see. So this is where all the emails are. A new order, who gets the email? Me, because this is my email. A cancelled order, who gets the email? Failed order, who gets the email? An order is on hold, the customer needs to know that. His order is processing, the customer should know that. Completed order, he should also know, and refunded, he should also know. So things like that, you just set it. And then this is my from name. You can just change this to the business name. Let's say I have a business, Smart Tech. Biz. Please, I added Biz, so it's not SmartTech. I'm not taking any quiz. So the form address and other things that you want to add, you can just change this. This will show at the bottom part because it's the footer text. So it's just show at the bottom part. You can change it to whatever you want it to be and other things. So you can save. Integrations, that's if you want to install a different plugin that can integrate with WooCommerce, then you just have to come here. When you install it, it will show up here. So you come in here and add the license key or whatever it is. And so we will have to pick our cart page. We don't have a cart page defined. Okay, so here's one cart page. A checkout page. We should have that as well. Yes, accounts page. Terms and conditions, I don't have one ready for that yet. So this cart checkout and my account, I didn't create them. They came with WooCommerce. So when WooCommerce is installed, you have these pages defined already. They were created, and you don't touch anything here, except if you know what you're doing and you want to change some things. But outside that, you don't need to touch anything. Okay, so that's practically it. I hope we have been following. Please, okay. Asking what the website is to create. Okay. Okay. I'm not particularly using any website, but well, we could mirror. Where is this? Okay, we could mirror this as well. I will still add other things to this website. This I chose this because this is as basic as it gets in building a WooCommerce website. So oh, okay, what I'm using to build the website. This is still WordPress, but all I did, this has been installed already. But if you don't have this installed, like I said, go to plugins. Let's go to plugins and let's see, add new, like you saw, and we'll type WooCommerce. So it's already installed actually. So that's why I might not see it again as a way. Well, you can just install WooCommerce on the site and you'll be good. Yeah, so see it. Just install it and activate. Let's just update this like we did. So once you have once you have this plugin installed, then your site is completely an e-commerce site because that's what this is built for. And it is open source, which means it is free to use. So that's it. It's there already. So have other things. You can also, oh, okay, there have been new changes. No problem. So this is where you see the orders. Orders have been made on your site. And there's none right now anyways, so you won't see. Your customers that have registered, you will also see them here, right? If you want to add coupons help to reduce prices. So you can just create a coupon here and define it. So what type of discount is it? Is it a percentage discount? Is it a fixed cart discount? Is it a fixed product discount? So fixed cart discount means all the contents of your cart, right? you take a discount. Or fixed product is the product itself, there's a discount on it. So you add the amount. If you're using either of these two, you add the amount. If you're using this, you have to use a percentage, right? So you can allow free shipping and then add the expiry date of the coupon. This is where you generate the coupon code. Just click here, see it's generated, add a description, and you can restrict it, a minimum spending, the maximum, and individual use only, or you can use it with other coupons. And then you can also add what particular products you want. There are no products here right now, so there should be sample products. Let's see if anything will come up. Okay, so I don't know where this is from anyways, but they are sample products. So if you add them, they'll just be adding to all of this. Okay. So that is that on coupons. OT, I have no idea what you're doing, but you're drawing lines around screen. If you can, please stop what you're doing. Thank you. And now we have a funny sign. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, yes, leave, we're not saving that. So we can also generate reports. So this helps you take stock as well of your goods. So in case of, let's say Dangote cements now, you want to know how many cements they have and how many are going on sale and things like that. You can take stock here, just add the number of products, right? This shows you the low in stock, out of stock, most stocked. We don't have products on this, so sorry about that. Can't see it exactly. Well, yeah, this helps you with reports and things like that. Let's see what else. Okay, this just tells you everything is working fine. As you can see, all green. That's good. And so in case you have issues, there's something not working, you probably can just go and check there first. That's the status. We won't be adding extensions to it, so let's just continue. I hope that has answered the question of what I'm using to build the website. It's just still basic WordPress and the WooCommerce plugin. This is like I said, plugins are what empower WordPress. I can't stress that enough. So just with this plugin, I've done this crappy thing that looks like this fine website that we built here, sorry. So I can turn all of this, and at the push of maybe this button, it takes you to this shopping site that we're building right now. So let's get right into it. It's going to be an interesting ride, I hope. So where's our shop page? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so that's the wrong one. Okay, yeah, so this is it. Oh, yes, one thing I forgot, the slider. I didn't talk about that. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll install a plugin that we'll use The plugin is called Rev Slider. Okay, I'm not okay, so Rev Slider, I'm not sure it's free actually. I remember I installed it from the site itself. You would have to buy that, but we can just use one of these ones. Okay, let's use Smart 3 Slider. I think I've used it before. Remember to always activate. So remember when I said if you're looking for anything, always come to this place because this is your power tool. So here, see, Smart Slider that we just installed is here. So this is where you create it. And what I'm referring to as a slider is this, like I said before. So we just want to make something that looks like this. Even though it might not be as gang as that. But then okay. So we just create a new project. We don't have a template. So we can just create one. So these are the settings. The slider, it's simple. And you could use, okay, so I think these other ones are for pro. Okay, there's a question. I'm currently on a different account, but how do you create a new page for a different website? I don't understand what you mean by a different website. Are you trying to create, okay, so you have SmartTech.ng and then you're trying to create a different page for osc.ng. Is that what you mean? Or you just want to create a different page in the same, oh, okay. No, you can't create, so there are two different websites. And remember what I told you about domain names and the link between the domain name and the hosting, yes? So a domain name that's smarttech.ng is linked to a particular hosting on which you are building, right? For instance, okay, so for instance, I'm building on profile.odums.gq. That is my domain name, and I'm building inside my hosting. If I want to build for, let's say, bioadditional.com, I would have to log into bioadditional.com here in his WP admin. I'd have to log in as an admin on his WP, that's WordPress, before I can create a new page for that website. So except if you want to link that website to this one, then I showed you how to add a custom link in your menu. So that's different. You can create a page for a different website inside another domain name and that website. You can't use one domain name for two different websites. You can only use a subdomain. And look, so odums.gq is a domain name. Profile.odums.gq is actually a subdomain because it is living on odums.gq. So at the same time, like I showed you, I could have griffintech.odums.gq. That's another subdomain, and that's another website. So that is, if that's what you mean, then you can do that. But still, you'll be inside separate WP admins. Do you understand that? Is that okay? Okay, so let's move forward. So you can just change the title if you want. A lot of times you might want to use naming conventions that will be easy for you to remember, because trust me, there's some projects you will do, and after a while you might come back and then you just get confused. Not because you're not the one that built it or because you don't know what you built, but you've had other things to do, you've had other things to think about. So naming conventions are usually important in website development, and it also helps in SEO as well. So for instance, images that will be on your website, it will be best you name them according to your website and exactly what they will be doing. So for instance, if you have an image that is supposed to be on the homepage, you can name it whatever your domain name is. So I can name it profile.odoms.gq, then add maybe homepage to it or something. That helps in indexing it. So the way SEO works is the more materials Google can find on your website, the more tags that Google can find. Well, not Google anyways, it's more of an AI thing. So the more tags they can find relating, then the higher your index is, which means on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, it means your presence will be seen much more. I hope you understand me. It means when I search, okay, so for instance, if I look for something like profile or Odooms or something, my site tends to come up rather than other things that have lesser content relating to it. I hope that is also clear. I hope you understand that. So, excuse me. So just the same way we have hashtags on Twitter and Instagram, that's the same way SEO works. So it just reads all of those tags and indexes. So naming conventions help too. That's a little tip. So yeah, we're good with this full width 600 height and width of 1,200. So let's just go ahead and create. Okay, so I've not actually used this guy before. So it's a learning curve for all of us. So remember I told you about shortcodes, right? So you would also have to use a shortcode with this when you want to use it on your page. And remember, okay, I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I did, but if I didn't, WordPress is built majorly on PHP, like largely on PHP. So if you know PHP and you know CSS, then you wouldn't have issues using this. So let's go ahead and let's see what this does. General slide 1. Okay. Landscape. Okay, so remember when I talked about responsiveness, right? The sweet thing about building on WordPress is I don't have to be asking people for devices if I can test it. I can easily just turn it on here. So I adjust the settings myself and I can easily see as well. I'll just demo it when I'm saving it. So we'll still just turn this off for now while we try and figure out how to add this. Oh, okay. Okay, so let's see what kind of image do we want to put. My slider. Okay, let's check this and see. Oh, this is not what I was trying to do. Okay, give me a second, please.
So hello everyone. Apologies. I think Biodun is currently having some network issues. So please let's hold on a little bit while he reconnects. Sorry for that once more.
Let me share my screen. Wait a second. Please let me know when you're seeing my screen. Thank you. Okay. Please let me know if you're seeing my screen. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, yes. Thank you. I'm so sorry about that. I didn't know it wasn't blocked. So yes, we're trying to figure this guy out. Right? Okay, sorry about that. Okay. So yes, let's do this. I haven't used this smart slider in a long while, so I'm not understanding why. Where do we add our images? So these are some of the things you might encounter. You do not have to be discouraged. Um, Sometimes people that build these plugins, they just do it so that it works for them. And this is also something you need to consider when you're building things. You're usually not just building for yourself, you're building for others to use. So it's usually nice to consider them. Like now, I'm confused. And because of that, I will go and look for another plugin to use. And like I said, WordPress is built largely on plugins. So feel free to take any plugin and use. So I will be uploading a plugin I already have, the Rev Slider. It works best for me. That's what I'm used to. So okay, I'll be uploading that now. Okay. So I'm trying to look for where it is. So I can add it. Okay. Yep. Found it. So install. So this is how you add a plugin you have on your system. If you have the raw file already, you can just add it and use. Okay, to recommend plugins, like I said, there are 1,000,000,001 plugins, so it depends on it largely depends on what you want to do. This is my most preferred plugin anyways for sliders. I'm not saying this one, but this is mostly paid. So you need to have paid for one before. Yeah, I can recommend Paystack for payments and Contact Form 7 for your contact forms, Elementor and Beaver for your WordPress builders, theme builders, and yeah, so I can recommend those ones, but any other one, it will largely depend on what you want to do. Because even myself, I still look for plugins, and I try to test. You just test and find the one that best fits what you want to do. So now, as you can see again, the slider direction is here after installing and activating. So yes, this is much easier for me. Thank you. A new blank module is what we want to create. So you can go through the guide if you want, but this is as easy as it is. This is your framework for working. So your title, home page, you can change the alias. It will only change the shortcode as well, but you can leave it the way it is. So your layout, it's going to be a slider and it's full width. You can define the sizes here. So this is for a desktop, as you can see. I talked about responsiveness. This is for a desktop. This is for a laptop. They have different kind of screens. And this is for a tab, an iPad, and the rest. And this is for your mobile devices. So you can just adjust the sizes here to fit in to whatever you want. So we'll just change this to 1,200. I prefer using that for the width, and 600 for the height, 600 or 700 for the height. So that is set, and okay, it's aligned center. Okay, we can save. Right, so we can go ahead to add a layer. So this is a slide. As you know, we are building slides, so you can add more slides, or you can add layers to a particular slide, text, image, buttons, shapes, and video, whatnot to the slide. So we'll start by adding an image as the background. We can just click on image. So we pick from the media library. So this might not be as awesome because we are just working on the fly with images that are here. But I'm just trying to show you how to usually your image is here, like someone raised in the last class would have been prepared from whatever graphics design tools you'll be using. So you just prepare that and then import it into this environment. So while I'm increasing the size, look at this. This is the border length of your image, of your slider rather. So if this is here, then this space will be there as well to show. So this is 1,200 from 0, and this is 600. So it means anything below this line will be cut down. But we will just need to increase it to fill this up. And we can just push this. If you see there's another border line on this side, just to show you on both sides. So here we go. Yes, so we have that, and next we'll add a text. And what should our text say? So you can pick whatever design you want to use in your text or font type as it were. So we'll just pick a simple one just to use content. So this is where you edit the content. This is talking about the layer, the options for that particular layer. So a text is a layer, an image is a layer, and all of this, they are all layers. So when you want to adjust the settings to each one of them, you must click on it to select it, else you will be editing something else. So you click on it to select it and you adjust the layer here. So we're going to adjust the content of this text. What should it say? Our awesome products. Then you can style it however you want. Increase the font size. This is the thickness, as if you remember, and the color, we would need to change that so it comes out. Okay. Okay, I think that's cool. And what else? It does not need a background color or no background image. And you can give it a hover effect. Okay, no, that's not. This is the animation here, yes. So this is it. You increase the time. So what happens is it's possible it slides in. So let's leave all of that. Actually, that will take our time, really. Let's just do that. Let's just do something. Okay, this is where you add. I don't want to take much of our time. The building an e-commerce site takes a lot, as it were. Well, basically, this is where you would have your sliders, something like this. You have your images prepared, add them, and animate them, and they will be here. So you can preview. Like I said, you don't need to go out. So this is how to show on your desktop. This is how you see it on a laptop, on a tab, and on a mobile device. So this is how you show, it will show, and this is how you see what you're building, if it fits the screen or not. So once you're good, you can save. So I'll just go right ahead to add in products. I'll add this, then add the product. How do you time the slider with this that I increased right here? This is the time for it to move in or come out or show up. So the background image shows first, right? You can increase that, and this comes in next. Can you see that? Even though it was fast. See, so yeah, that's how you time it. You can take this a bit far back, however you want it to be. So this comes up first and comes up later. So that is how to time things. Yes, you are welcome. So we can just save that and continue. We'll go back to our page now. At least now we have this, so you can add it. So, okay, it's here already. Reload. And remember the last time we removed this title, so hide it. And page layout, you can change this to element of full width. It just helps it as well. So now we can start adding things. First of all, remember it's going to be our slider. Full width is what we want, and we want a minimum height, or want to fit to the screen actually. Let's see fit to the screen. So then we can add things. Shortcode. Let's look for a shortcode again. Yes, and add this. So what shortcode are we adding? That will be the slider. So this is it. As you can see. So this is a shortcode that you can pick. And if you don't see it on there, you can just pick it here as well. So let's add it. So that's our slider. So let's update and let's preview. So this is what we have. It's full. It's fit to the screen, so that's why it is this big from top to bottom. You would have better designs, anyways. So we can go right ahead to add the next thing. Full width as well. Or let's leave it as default. So what's the next thing we're adding? We need to add categories, yeah. Okay, yeah. So products, and so we have to add this, right? So let's add that. That would be a header, or a different kind of header. Oh, okay. See here, you can actually add them here as well. So in case you didn't get to see this, you can also use shortcode, but it's also here. So you could just drag this and drop inside here. It's more or less the same thing. So let's use this and let's see. Okay, let's change this first to product. Centralized and reduced to H5. No need to style it. Let's see. Nope, no need for any of this. And no need for this either. Oh, yes, we might need to add a bit of margin to this guy. So it is not jam-packed with top part. So save. This guy can have bottom margin of 10 as well. So the next thing we add does not also jump into it. All categories. So this can be bigger. Centralized as well. Change the text color. We used a red or a blue on this, right? So we shouldn't go too far. Need for text shadow. We can add a margin of 10 on top and 10 at the bottom. Right? So we can update that. Then okay. So now we will need to add products, right? And or categories, right? Something to help us display the categories we have on our site. So let's see. Do we have anything that can help us? Okay, this is product categories here. Let's see what it looks like. This is not what we're looking for, right? So, like I said, WordPress is about plugins. Let's go and look for something to use. Okay, so I think I have another plugin I can use for that. So I'll be uploading another plugin actually. Let me search for it. Give me a second. Okay. Yes, so that has been installed and activated, as you can see. So what that will help us do is display our products. So it will help us display it in a gallery form, something like this. So where is that? Here. So we can add a new gallery and we'll call it our product. So we can pick a layout. This is, give me a second. Let me show you the demo for the Mica gallery. So it is also a paid plugin. A lot of these plugins are actually paid. Some are free. And well, if you can hack some of them, please feel free. So yeah, these are the layouts that the gallery offers. So just in case you can you can just demo it to look at what it will look like. So this is one of the things you would see, one of the styles you find, this kind of arrangement in case you need it, right? So this could as well be your categories. So they can just switch between and see the products, right? So you can have the monthly kind of arrangement, which means unequal things. Yeah, so they are arranged, as you can see. This is a monthly kind of arrangement. So you can just click on this to see more, things like that. Justified height of equal rows, image comparison, photo pile, and we won't be going through all of this anyways. So just in case you need something, you can just do it, look for the demo version so you see exactly what you want to pick. So we could just pick the grid layout, that's good enough. These are the other ones. We don't need all of this. This is good enough, the grid layout. So image pop-up size, leave it at full size. You could have as many as 4 or 6 columns. You could just make it 4 so it doesn't look too much or too jam-packed. The image width and height, you can also define it here for clarity. So if you will be using this particular plugin, like I learned while I used it, you will need to define the exact height and width of the image here, whatever image you're going to be using in the gallery. Else, you might either blur it out and you will not have a good image on your website, and you will be wondering what's happening. So disable download button. This is, you don't want people to download the image, so you cannot disable it here. So nobody can download your image as it were. Okay, so you don't really need this. So let's go to the gallery and add some images. The images will be image of products in your gallery. You need to add those ones as well. But since I don't have, I will just randomly pick some images that we could probably use from here. So that is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make it 8, 7, and 8. Select. So you could edit it and add the name. Let's say noodles. I wonder what kind of noodles this is. Doesn't look Chinese either, safe. So you could add a description. If there's a URL, you could add as well. And you do that for all other products. Bar soap. I hope we are still following and haven't gotten confused along the way. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, we could just assume the other titles for sake of time. So filter, you can turn it on or off, but then we are leaving it on so people can filter. There is no all category. We are not adding that. And we can add it if you want. It just depends on you. Depends on, like I said, everything you do, every step you take depends on your site, the purpose of your site, what you're doing, what you want to achieve with it, right? So show filter as a drop down on mobile. Well, you could have it as a drop down so it doesn't cramp up the whole space. So you could pick the skin you want. That skin just means theme. So how do you want it to show? I think this start skin so looks good. So at the center and order it randomly. Randomly means every time your user reloads, the arrangement will not be the same. So you have all works here, you have animation here, you have illustration here. When you come back, illustration might be here, all works might be here, and animation here. So it keeps on changing. So you could just do this order by one of this, ascending or descending. Then pagination. This pagination means how does it display your products, like how many products on a particular page and whatnot. So this is saying show all item and not use pagination. You could use load more, and you could also use infinite. So this is auto load more when you scroll to the bottom. So if you have used apps like websites like Jumia, like Konga, you would recall that when you're scrolling, at some point, it stops to load more things for you, and then it continues again. So yeah, you can have that, and we can just set this so to 6, so you can see how it works. Total item, it will get all by itself. You don't need to add anything here. So yeah. So skin animation, okay. I would prefer to pick something else. Let's see. Okay, you could have this. Skin one is okay. Then animation, so this is where you could also animate it, make it do whatever you want it to do. Fading left, that should work. Font and color, you define the filter font color and title font color. This title is for this, right? The filter font color is for what is going to be at the top. So you can just increase that a bit so it shows. This should be a lot more so it is clearly visible and in the user's face. You might want to make it uppercase. That gives it some sort of what's the word? Makes it bolder. Anyways, yeah. So I do not have a color theme I'm using for this since I'm building on fly. So please forgive me, but you would want to edit all of this mostly. So you have a good mix of colors. And if you, like I said, if you know CSS and you want to add your styling, you can do that here as well. So we could publish. And now we have a code, a short code that we can use. So let's update this and reload. So we'll see. Let's see if we have the mica here. No, it's not here. The gallery is not here. Okay, so we'll just go with shortcode then. So add this, and as you can see, okay, this is not exactly how I want it to show. So let's apply first and we'll edit. Okay, let's preview. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, okay, so it's just showing like that. So see what I was saying about giving the exact size for the image. If you don't, it blurs it out like this. See, this fits in probably because the size is equal or close. So yeah, you need to take cognizance of that. This is, can you see the text? It is not clear because we didn't adjust the color, and see this is the category here. So if we try to click on that, it loads. It's supposed to load anyways, which it just did. It just refreshed since there was no link behind it. So same thing with this. So once we add a link, that will change. Let's continue. So yeah, this is where we'll add the link. So if it is supposed to take us to another page on our website, we can add that here. So just do the HTTPS. Usually I prefer just defining this in front of all of my websites and in front of all my links rather, so that in case there is some issues with security, it doesn't just decide to fall back to HTTP. This actually tries to force the HTTPS on it. So we could add that profile dot GQ. So imagine the page we built initially, landing, is where we'll find all the products for our noodles. So let me just update that, and let's see. So there's noodles. Okay, these noodles. So see, this is landing. So that is practically what that would do. And so that is in the case where you have something like this. Forgive my internet. I think it's taking a bit of time. But I hope we have been understanding so far. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. So yeah, this is what is supposed to be on the landing anyways. So it means we'll have to build something like this as well. That's why I said an e-commerce is actually much, but no problem. So we're not done with this page as of yet, actually. We just have this and then we have our products. We should also have some other things at the bottom. How did I get shortcode again? Okay. Usually this is a shortcode for mica gallery. It's at the top, right? So once you're done with all the settings and you update, it doesn't change. Once it is set, it is set. It doesn't change. So once you pick it the first time, you don't need to update it again second time. Okay. Okay, awesome. So, yeah. So what else should we add to our site? We have a slider, we have our products, as lacking a footer. Or what else? Okay, yeah, a footer. Let's just go on right ahead and do that. So, okay, so let's see a sample footer. You okay, so this is from here down is a footer, and you can see the kind of information the footer contains. It majorly gives pointers to some things you might not find at the top, buttons and information that might be necessary as well, but not immediately important as it is. So you can have a contact. Let's just build a simple footer. We'll have a contact, an address, maybe one address, a bit of links, and something else. Okay, so let's quickly do that. Let's do this and make it structure of 4 and full width. Okay, so add text. Always remember to add these margins to space out your sections so they don't all just look jam-packed. That won't work properly. So we could write smart tech and add an image at the top. Use a thumbnail for that to make it smaller. So smart tech in the center. Okay, yeah, better. So smart tech space top. So next, let's duplicate this and add it here. What did you say we're going to have? Okay, contact. Contact us, and below can have social icons. So have Facebook. So you can put the URL here. So that would be https facebook.com. Usually I think it's web.facebook.com / your product name, or rather business name, SmartTech. That's if that's the Facebook address anyways, but you have to use the real Facebook address. So let's edit this one. This one will be Facebook. This one will be Instagram. Okay, this is LinkedIn. Good first Instagram again. Okay, yeah, this Instagram. So yes, Instagram.com/SmartTech. Ensure you have the right links. So I have Twitter. So yes, Twitter. So yeah, I could save that. An address for the next one, duplicate and copy. I'll have Lagos and then a text. And okay, we're supposed to centralize this, guys. Interesting. So that's why I said you would have different fights with these guys. So right adding. Oh, sorry, on link first. So this could be 90 and this is 90. So yeah, there this can easily be centered, but we'll need a bit of padding at the top, a margin rather at the top, to allow width. I think we give this guy here 10. So then links, right? So you could also have posts if you want. Just this is pro though, but if you subscribed, you could have that there. You can have whatever it is you want. You just have to know what it is you want first and how you want to arrange it. So. Well, we could use this. Just there will be no icons. So about it should be let me see. I think we can actually pick a page. Okay, no, not here. So let me hit HTTPS. Oh, let's see about. Oh, okay. So yeah, you can just type the page and to see. It just brought out the full link for you. So you could do the same with this. Delete. I'm deleting the icon because I don't need it. I just need the text. So about contact. Contact. And then the third one, let's make it the shop. So can update and so do this. Let's centralize it here. This is to increase the space between it. Just there's no need for a divider, and we didn't add any icon, so there's no need styling it. This is the text. We could make the color still dark, and when we hover, that's when we move our mouse over it, we could make it blue. So you can see that it has a nice mix. So you know you're actually doing something. Things like hover usually tell users there is something happening here, so it can help call their attention. So that's why you use it. So let's update and let's see what it looks like. Well, it's not the most beautiful site, but it has something, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and add noodles page, which shouldn't be this landing. So it means we'll have to add a page. So we add another page that will be for the noodles. And this is where we'll display the products. So same thing, hide title, full elemental width, and we can just go right ahead and add our products here actually. since that's what the user would want to see right now. I'm not sure they want to see any other thing. So we could first add a product. Okay, sorry, we've not added a structure first. So I have to select this. So full width as always, and then okay, we don't need any of all of this. So we can just go right ahead and add products. So this is search. So you can add whatever, you can search for whatever product you want here, as if it is available. Then, so that was a search somebody asked for, or somebody mentioned rather. So we can now have products as well. So okay. Okay, I think it's just creating some product. Oh, okay, the R1 that we saw the last time is what is adding here. So as you can see, you can show featured products, on sale products, or all products. Let's see. Even though this is not how we would want it to look anyways, but it's basic. Okay, let's go over to the product side now and add products as it were, add and remove and edit. So see this in stock, this means people can buy it. Once it is out of stock, here, out of stock on back order. So you could change that all here. Once it is out of stock, no matter how many you have, once you've changed this out of stock, no matter how many you have in your warehouse, the user will not know and the system will not allow the person to order. So this is also very important. No shipping class. Visibility, you want it to be in the catalog and search. You can add it to featured products here as well. And you can decide to, so you can see manage stock, then you add the quantity. Do you want to allow back orders or not? So you can do all of that here. This SKU is just the unique identifier for your product. I hope this has not gotten a little confusing. Please. Are we still following? It's quite a bit to take in, but basically, once you start practicing with it, yeah, you will get the hang of it and it will be easier for you. So we could just name this Indomie. Slope to should change actually, because this is what it will use to search, right? So Indomie update. You could, okay, so what I did was a quick edit. This is the tags that are added. You can decide to remove these tags. So, excuse me, you know how Jumia can have a particular shoe as either in the male section or both in the male section and the female section. Yeah, so you can do that here with the categories. So you can just select multiple categories or just one particular category or no category at all. You define the categories, as you can see here, categories. You can add new products and you can add tags. Attributes. Attributes talk about things like you want to add a size or you want to add a type or something, some other attribute or quality of your product. Something else to use to quantify how the person can get it or what the person is getting. That is tagged as an attribute. Length, sizes, and things like that. Weight and all of that. So you could add that here in the attribute section. So we'll just continue to edit this one. You could do this edit as well. This opens it up for you, and you can change everything you want to change, including this text that's there. This is the price, regular price, sales price. So this sales price is when you want to probably reduce the price. You could schedule it so that it is from a particular date, maybe from 3rd to 12th. You want to change this thing now to 14 naira. So anybody buying within the states will buy it at 14 naira. You could do that easily here, right? Inventory, you want to take in stock, as it were. If you want, you can take stock. If you don't want, well, you can just leave it in stock. And when the business owner tells you people are ordering and we don't have it, you can just change this to out of stock. So this, if you click on this, it means they won't be able to add any other thing to cart as soon as they add that to cart. So imagine I want to buy Indomie and soap and something else, and because I clicked on Indomie, I can't add any other thing to my cart. That won't be nice. So except if you have to do that, you don't need this. Linked products, upsells. This is more in line of people that read marketing, as I think. Upsells, cross sales, I might not be able to define exactly, but it just means products that can be compared, have a compared value or satisfaction, or something that complements it. So imagine buying a shirt on the site and they're telling you this shirt goes well with the shirt. And after that, they now tell you someone else bought this shoe along with the shirt. So you can do all of that with this upsells and cross sells. Okay, so as custom attributes, you can define your attributes here, like I said, also here. So just add them. Once you create them here, you add them here. So, okay, purchase note, many other. Well, I've not had to use that before. Okay. So this is the product image as you would have seen. You can change that here. You just remove it and then replace it with something else. So let's just change the name to something else, to Arial date. So can go back out, and as you can see, everything has changed about it. You could have also changed the price there, and you can change it here as well if you want. So you can change it to 900. So price has changed to 900. Okay, how do I remove a plugin that is not needed? Very simple. Go over to plugins. You can say deactivate. This is not activated, so you can say delete. So once you don't need it, you deactivate it first of all. And when you do that, it shows you the delete, like you can see in this. So you just simply delete it. And yes, please do not install plugins you do not need. Once you don't need the plugin, uninstall it. If not, it will make your site load slowly, because the plugins are sort of files, sort of scripts that are added to your website to help them perform other functions, right? So if you don't need the plugin, please uninstall. Thank you very much for that question. Uninstall and delete, so your site is not loading slowly. So I hope we got that. So I think that's about it for adding that. I wasn't particularly prepared for this, so you have to forgive me. It's as best as we would do because of time. I don't take long, but basically this is it. All that is left is now styling it and maybe using a different plugin to display your product. But this is practically okay. So let's connect it. Let's connect it. We'll go back to our shop page. You can easily just search for the page you're looking for here as well, in case you don't want to press the button. So yeah, here it is. So edit element one. Oh, okay, it was even in our gallery. So let's just go back to our gallery, sorry, and edit that. What's the noodles guy? Okay, this him. So edit. This will be shop and save and update. And let's see what we're building. Okay, sorry. No longer and then shop. Okay. So this should be noodles, not shop. Yes, it should be noodles, not shop. Sorry, forgive me. Noodles. So reload and with noodles. Let's see. So yeah, see. So let's search for Indomie. Okay, so it just took us straight to Indomie. The price. This is the description of the product. You can add to cart, as you can see. So the same way, see related products. He already did that for us. You can also add to cart. So click add to cart, and as you add it to your cart, view cart, see it, your product, quantity, calculates the price for you, and you proceed to check out. Add your billing information, and as you can see, so you can save to account, you can use a stock. So all that will be left is your styling as it is. You can't definitely just leave it like this. So maybe in one of our sessions we would talk about styling. So I hope with these few points I have been able to convince you once again that WordPress is not rocket science. Thank you very much. Do we have further questions?
Okay, does anyone have any more questions? Uchenna says, yeah, showed her the beauty of WordPress. Even me too, I'm even looking engaging the WordPress thing software.
Awesome. It's an open world, so yeah, please feel free practice and play around it. You only get better with practice. That's just in whatever it is you're doing. So you can apply that here as well. it's very interesting. You might get a little bit frustrated at the beginning, maybe because you don't understand and you don't know where to find what you're looking for. But don't give up. Just keep searching, and you'll definitely find it. So yes, you're welcome.
Okay. All right. So I don't know. I want to give a few seconds for any more questions that anybody might have. Okay. I guess Biodo has answered most of the questions during the session already. All right. Thank you once more, everyone. Okay. Sorry to take you back, sir. Okay, Biodo, please, we need help here.
Okay. What I missed yesterday was how you got a WordPress page, a domain. Huh. Okay. So what I did yesterday was I took you through cPanel on Google Host. You might not exactly be given the hosting details. Rather, you'll be given the WordPress login credentials. The hosting details are usually private to the businesses, so you might not get that. But I took the liberty of showing you from a hosting platform I signed up for. Just hold on a bit. So basically what I did was try to show you how to install WordPress. So I said after you buy your domain name, wherever you're buying it, right? You need to add the domain name on a particular hosting. So the hosting, like I told you earlier, gives you it's more or less of a service that helps you manage all of your servers for your website. So you have, like I said, the file server, a database server, the domain, that's DNS server, email, and like the rest of them like that. So you would have to come to domains, first of all, here, and add it on your domains. So as long as it is here, then you can now go ahead and create a hosting with it. If it is not, you create a new domain and add. Creating a new domain does not mean you're creating one out of the blue. It just means you're adding a domain that you already bought. It might have been bought inside the same Google host or outside. You just add it here, right? So when you do that, you can now scroll all the way down to WordPress right here. And when you click on that, you click on the install now. If you scroll down, you can see all the other ones you've installed previously. So if you, in case you want to edit, you can just click on the admin here and edit it. But outside that, if you want to, you install a new one, you click here, and you do not touch this, just leave this as it is. I mentioned the difference between HTTP and HTTPS protocols. One is secure, the other is not. I prefer installing mine on the secure protocol. Reason being that when it is installed on a secure protocol, when I add the SSL, it doesn't take as long to propagate, which means it doesn't take long for this to show up on my site. And I also said to remove this WP. This is where you pick the domain name you want to add the WordPress site to, right? So you pick it and remove whatever is here. You change your name settings. This is just a description. This is the login details that you will use on the WordPress admin. So if you look at this, you can see this is the WP admin, right? this is those credentials that give you access to this place. So yeah, you create your credentials here. You can change them to whatever it is you want it to be. You add an email, a functional email, and the rest you can leave as is and then install. You can pick a theme from beginning if you want. You can just decide to install and go ahead and install a theme later on. So that was what I showed you yesterday. I hope that answers the question. Okay, how many domains can you host? So it depends on the package you buy. Okay, so for this account, I'm allowed 4 domains plus the extra domain that comes with the hosting itself. So when you're buying a hosting, usually, like I said, there is a hosting attached to it. A domain name attached to it, because the hosting can just be there. Okay, so hosting is space. As it is just space. So the domain name is what gives it an identity and helps you find what is inside that hosting. So yeah, the one domain name is the primary domain name, which is that's the name here, right? And there are other 4 add-on domains that are here. So it depends on the hosting that you're buying from. It depends on the package as well. Some you can have just 1, some maybe 3, some 5, and like that. So yeah, you can have, I don't know, it depends on the hosting. That will define the domains. So yeah, one thing I have not actually mentioned, which is also important, is email creations. You need to create email. Well, maybe not you, or maybe SmartTech might handle that for the businesses, but in case you have to, this is email account. You can just click here and create an email. So when you create an email, you're picking the domain, right? It is going to be either Diodun at SmartTech or Uchenna at Wilson Miller Consulting or Emmanuel at GPM Associates. So you just have to pick a domain name first, then add the username, whatever it is. Let's just use Uchenna today. Hi, Uchenna. So set a password. You can generate one for yourself, or you can type whatever you want. And well, you don't have to worry about space, and you can always increase it anyways. Well, the default is fine, and you can just click on create. And once you do that, it will create an email for you, an email account, which you can use. Do you make use of the primary domain? Yes, you make use of the primary domain name. It is the primary domain name. Well, what that just means is, okay, so like I said, a hosting is practically just a space. It does not function without a domain. So there has to be a primary domain that's attached to it. So that's why you have primary domains. It means at least one domain must be attached to that hosting. So that's what that means.
All right. So I don't know if we have any more questions from anybody. If not, at this point, we'll call it a day. I'm sure that everyone has really learned a lot from today's session. And I'm sure if you have the freedom now, you can even go and start creating, e-commerce or shopping websites, and just keep it down for whenever you have clients that would require them. So thank you everyone once more for joining us today. Thank you, Biodun, as well, for taking out your time to break down these steps for us and making it seem like making a website can actually be very easy, even for a newbie. So thank you everyone for joining us. So as usual, our next session will be on Wednesday next week. And between now and then, we would share the domain names. First of all, we'll share SMEs that you are supposed to be connected to. And then we would also share the domain names. And by that time we've shared them to you, they would have already been registered. So you can just start working on them using what Biodun has taught you all already. So thank you, everyone. We'll continue our conversations on our WhatsApp group chat. If you need any help or if you have any questions, don't forget to just post a message on the group chat. Once more, we appreciate you. And we say that you have a lovely day and enjoy your weekend. So we'll meet again in the next session. Take care. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.